It's time for another Mercs Rising War recap video, and we're going to recap this nice little victory we had here against our enemy team. And the first one I want to show you is number 6 here. Big Daddy Rack went up against their number 6 using a holo attack, hogs and balloons. And one thing I thought was really cool about this is using balloons in this base isn't maybe something you think about right away, because we have 2 wizard towers, we have 3 archer towers that are, you know, fairly well upgraded at the moment, and we have a centralized air defense. Well, how are we going to get to that air defense so that way the balloons can march over the rest of this base? Well, that's what we want to show you here, is how to path your clan castle hogs so that they can get to where they need to go. Alright, so we did the clan castle test at the top. Here we've got giants laying down cover for the hogs. Now, look at how low he dropped the hogs compared to that cannon. He dropped it on kind of the south side of it because you want the hogs to path south. And the way hogs path is it goes to the next closest defensive building first. Because the archer tower was next closest one, they just kind of zigzagged their way straight through the middle of the base, dropping a couple heals to make sure they stayed alive. And then look at this, we've got just this web of balloons that march around the base and take it out without a problem at this point because the air defense is down. Hogs are still up, doing a fantastic job. We do run into a hog trap right here, but because these are max level hogs from your clan castle, they still survive the level 2 giant bomb. Alright, and then we're on cleanup mode. So that, my friends, is how you path your hogs in. Make sure you scout out what is the next closest structure, so that way it makes it really easy to tell where they're going to go next. You can use this same thing to help you plan out base design. This base was, you know, fairly well designed, but very symmetrical, and I don't quite like symmetrical bases for war. So now that you understand how hogs path a little bit, maybe you can design a great base to go against hog pathing. Alright, this next one we're going to jump down to number 9. We've got Sparks the Troll doing a Jiwi low. And one thing I really liked about this one is the use of the giants in this one. Notice that Sparks is only bringing 8 giants into this army. It doesn't mean that's what he's focusing on. What he's doing is he's going to be using these giants as what we call meat shields. They're designed to get out in front, take a lot of the damage for your other troops, so that way the firepower can get through, those troops will live, and they eventually get to the buildings that are shooting the giants. Doing a good job here, trying to take out the enemy clan castle troops with as few troops as possible. 2 archers remaining over on the side. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to spam in our giants at the bottom. And the goal here is just to try to take as many defenses fire as possible. They're eventually going to break in these very low level walls without much of a problem. And yes, even though the giants' health is going down quite a bit, all your giants and archers around this south side of the base are taking out these trash buildings and then start shooting the defenses that are shooting the giants. Now, because most of the point defenses were down at the bottom shooting the giants, it left him room to bring in his balloons at the top. And that was just a really good way of dividing up the base. But notice that the giants are gone. That was not the focus of his troop army composition here. The goal was just to have enough to get his main army into the base, which his main army ended up being the wizards and the balloons. Did a great job there, and that's why Sparks the Troll is getting another 3 stars from Mercs Rising. Alright, very good attack, guys. I like what I'm seeing. So far, so good. Well planned out. And all these little tips and tricks are things that you can put in your bag, so that way when you come up across one of these bases, you can be like, how do I approach that? Oh yeah, let me go to my Mercs Rising bag. Oh yeah, that's how they did it. Maybe that's how I should do it. Alright, this last one we're going to show you is by Blonde. Yes, a relative of iBlonde. We are going to show you how you can scout out a base like this to find out which is going to be the best way to approach this base so that your army is best suited for taking it out. Alright, so once you take a look at the air targeting defenses in this base, not just the air defense, but also the 3 archer towers. If I were to draw a line through this base vertically, it's pretty well divided. The archer towers are on either side of that center line, and the air defense is pretty close to being centered on that line of the base. Well, let me rotate that line Now, take a look here. We've got 2 archer towers on the north side of the base, along with the air defense. That means we've only got 1 air targeting defense down at the bottom. Now, let me show you how Blonde can exploit that same strategy here. We're going to get the really easy clan castle lure because the clan castle was not centralized in the base. We'll be able to take it out without a problem, surrounded by the typical archers. Now, we've got the giants and barbarians coming in here at the top. Their goal is to take out and distract as many of these defenses that target the air as possible. Obviously, the goal is to get into that air defense. Even though it's a level 1, air defenses can still be pesky against balloons. Now, take a look down here. Max balloons coming in at the bottom, targeting that 1 air targeting defense. It's going to go down. There it goes. And then take a look, we've got the archer tower on the left. That's the only air targeting thing remaining. And for 3 max balloons coming at that 1 archer tower, it's not going to stand a chance. So that was a really excellent way to scout out and figure out a great way to take out this base. Sometimes you're going to look at a base and say, holy cow, how am I going to take this out? Well, divide the base in half. Divide it into quarters. Divide it into thirds. Let part of your army take out this one part of the base, and then let a different part of your army take out a different part. Try to exploit the weaknesses of that base, so that way you're not just going at it blind. Figure out what's going to be best against air, what's going to be best against ground, and then bring the opposite kind of army composition. So really awesome attacks, guys. Thank you, Blonde, for showing us how to properly divide up a base like that. Had a really good war, one away from perfect again in the Mercs Rising. Great defenses also. We've got Evil Queen defending off the 2 stars there. Only got 1 star against her. It was a good war, though. I mean, they had us on the ropes, but we were able to pull ahead at the very end and get this awesome little victory here. So, again, congratulations to the Mercs Rising. You guys are doing an awesome job. Hopefully we get another perfect war in the books this coming week. Great job. Keep an eye out for the Mercs Legion War Recap videos, as we are offering a $10 gift card giveaway to the Mercs Legion. If you are interested in participating in that, keep an eye on those videos. Maybe you can be the next $10 gift card winner that we have. Alright, so this is going to be Eureka Havoc from Mercs Legion signing out, reminding you guys to always clash without fear.